Are you guys ready for my exciting reveal? So, let me turn the birds down. Hold on. My background music. So I don't know if my friends are going to think I'm crazy or love it, but I didn't have a lot of bird-themed stuff, so I decided to kind of do some fun eye makeup for this fun-themed Facebook Live. So hi guys! So I am so excited. I have a lot of really fun things to share with you. Today I wanted to feature the Bird Banter stamp set. Shout out to my team member Diane who suggested this for the next one. So I listened. So I've got several really cute projects to share with this one. So if you are joining me live, which hopefully we will have lots of live viewers. Oh, hi April! Oh yeah, we've got quite a few already. Awesome. Hi guys, thanks for joining me. Oh, from Georgia, that's awesome. So if you comment, you are entered into a drawing to possibly win. I'm turning the birds down again. I feel like I'm shouting over birds. To possibly win one of the cards I'm going to show you guys here in a second. And then also, if you share this video on either your personal page or a different group, although do be respectful, your studio, but the screen is frozen. Okay, hopefully that will fix in a second. Hi Janet, I'm glad you could find the video. Guys, let me know if I'm still frozen. Hopefully it's just a small glitchy thing. Oh, hi Joe. Ah, great. Okay, so if you share this video live, either personal page or in a group that allows that kind of thing, don't get me in trouble, the first card I'm going to show you is the card that I will mail to you for live sharing, and this is using the birds and kind of a fun Valentine's Day one, I think. So I absolutely love these cute little birds. Not frozen here. Okay, good. Thank you, Kitty. Good to know. So, guys, let me know if I'm frozen anywhere else or if... Okay, I'm still good. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. Well, I just turned the birds off because I felt like I was shouting over birds. Anyway, but I love how this turned out. Really cute for Valentine's Day or just, you know, any special occasion. Now, the paper and the background of this was made with the Bundle of Love Designer Series paper. That's another 12 by 12 stack, 13 bucks. I did two different versions of this, kind of the same type, but just some of that different paper. There we go. Ta-da! So very simple. So if you do a share of the video while I'm talking, this is the fun card that you get. We also are going to be doing some live coloring here. I got to play with my setup, so hopefully we won't have the weird angle issue we did last time. So, very excited. So I've got my other fun projects. You guys are going to love these. I'm really, really excited. And I have pictures to post later. So first off, while we're waiting for a couple other people to hop on, I did want to tell you about two things, quick reminders. January host code. January isn't over yet, so if you still wanted to place a celebration order, do use that host code if it is under 150. Other thing, the Red Box Challenge, that fun paper pumpkin challenge I mentioned in the last video. Basically do a different project with any past or current paper pumpkin. Just something kind of fun and different. If you want to see my submission, you can scroll down and check out what I did. It was a fun little baby card using some other sets. But the deadline to do that project and post that hashtag Red Box Challenge to win a free paper pumpkin is the end of January, January 31st. So if you're interested in doing that, you're running out of time. So go ahead and do that while you can. And then the other announcement, I promise, I only have two. I don't have many announcements today. The other announcement, and I will be doing a blog post with more info about this, but if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Right now is an amazing time to sign up to enjoy the fun of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, because not only for the $99 do you get $125 worth of product of your choosing, so like anything, but they're throwing in an additional 2 free stamp sets. So any 2 stamp sets from any of the current catalogs. So celebration items don't count, bundles don't count, but any stamp set, and that includes this fun one if that's what you want. So really, really awesome. So any questions about that, as I said, I'm going to do a blog post later. Moving on. So, got quite a nice bunch of people joining me. So let's look at some more fun birds. So I have a couple team members who had birthdays this month, and they haven't gotten their birthday cards yet because I've been behind. But this is the birthday card that they're going to get when I see them for the team meeting. So this is fun with the little toucan, little parrot. This inspired my eye makeup, if you didn't notice, the red and the blue. Which I haven't heard if anybody actually likes it or not, so I don't know if I look crazy or what. But I had fun doing it, so... But yeah, this is with the parrot from that Bird Banter set. The little hat you can stamp on separately, same with the balloons. So, really liked how that turned out. Alright, so here's another one, and I meant to look up the demonstrator that inspired this one, and I forgot. So maybe if she pops on, or if anybody knows her name, feel free to give her the shout out. I just cannot remember right now. But the new set that has the crosses in it, the something of hope, I'm forgetting names right now. Anyway, has this really cute little tiny cross, and another demonstrator showed how to use that. Oh, thanks, Lynn. Showed how to use that to do kind of like wire lines. And so I kind of did my own version of that. So with those cute little parakeets, cockatiels. I don't know, I'm not the big bird person, but I did look at a lot of YouTube videos on coloring these guys with the new blends. So if you're wondering what I used to color all of these cute birds, they're all colored with blends. Our new blends markers. So I thought that turned out pretty cute. Hers is a little better, but, and there's still room for sentiment. I may stamp something on that a little later. Alright. So, you guys ready for the pièce de résistance? Adorable. Oh, thanks, Lisa. So, this is the one I'm the most excited to share. And this is the one that everyone's going to want a tutorial on. And I'm planning to do one. I've been feeling bad off and on. It's really been hard to kind of do the video tutorials like I want, and most crafting. So, yeah, pregnancy, what can you do? But I really love how this turned out, and I think it's just so adorable. So, you guys ready? Okay, here we go. Ta-da! Oh, I'm covering the little thing. So, you're the kind of friend I'd share my branch with, and just a whole variety of these adorable birds. Now this, if you're not familiar, is a Z-fold style card. And all of these cute little clouds and the greenery and all of that was made using another one of the new stamps framelits from the Occasions catalog. That was the, which one is this? I'm forgetting the name. Is it this one? Nope. Well, it's this one. With the rainbow set. Yet again, I should have written the name down. But using just those kind of clouds to do all of the cute. So I just loved how that turned out. I hope you guys like it too. So this is going to be our giveaway card for commenting. So now everybody wants to say something, right? Also folds flat, fits well, fairly well in a standard size envelope. I think my next version I might scoot some of the birds over, but I'll put it in a larger one. So one lucky person is going to get this mailed to them. Isn't that exciting? And I just love how the birds really pop with the blends. They really do. And especially for like the little budgies, the little tiny birds. You don't need a lot of colors. You can just do very simple pair. So, oh, thanks, Lisa. So yeah, love how that turned out. I think the next version I'm going to use the branch from, man, I'm forgetting all the names of everything. Oh, okay, cool. I've got another version of this I want to try with our little branch, but I'm glad you guys like it. I'm really happy how it turned out. So moving right along, so I know I have mentioned the blends before, and I don't want this video to get too long. I think the last one I did was a little too long. So I have had so much fun with the blends, so much fun. I love these markers. If you're not familiar with them, they're brand new to Stampin' Up. They're alcohol-based markers coming in a variety of lovely colors. So if you want a copy of my fun blends color chart, let me know. I can mail you one, or email you one. I couldn't figure out how to post it on my Facebook page. Anyway, but, and these little lines through the color, you'll see that. That's our new color lifter. So if you go too heavy with one of the colors, you can lighten it up with that color lifter, which is awesome. And then check out those skin tones. So perfect. So we're going to do some fun coloring with that. So let me adjust the camera here. Okay, everybody hold on. Here's a quick look at these wonderful blends. Now I can get all of them together or just individual sets of 2. And I really like storing it in this fun carrying case. It actually, this is just the insert for it. It comes in this really cool handy box, which that may be too close to the camera. But if you're interested in more info about that, I can let you know. So what's really good about these is each of the colors comes in a pair, a light and a darker shade. And you can really do a lot of just good basic coloring with just a couple colors. You don't have to get the whole set to really get a good feel for the blends. But trust me, once you start playing with them, it's really addictive and you're just going to want to buy them all. So for my coloring demo, we're going to use the Petal Passion Designer Series paper. Now this is brand new in the Occasions catalog, and really I love, when practicing with the blends, doing something that's got a bigger pattern because it's going to be easier to see that that color difference and just easier to practice with. So definitely recommend start with something bigger than something smaller, if that makes sense. And flowers, I think, are just a great thing. Now here's a few that I already had colored earlier. You can kind of see that. Hopefully that's all in the shot. Okay. So this was done with the Calypso Coral. This was the Cherry Cobbler, the Rich Razzleberry. This is the light pink, I believe it's Pink Pirouette. And then of course the green is all of the wonderful Old Olive. Okay. So the other thing with using the blends, definitely recommend using Memento ink if you're doing a stamped image. So if you want to practice, I think something like pre-printed like this is good because you don't have to worry about stamping it. But if you are going to do a stamped image, you definitely want to use the Memento. Otherwise, our basic archival ink is going to bleed. And trust me, I know this from experience, the lines will get all kind of fuzzy. You can make it work, but it won't look as good. So the other thing you can also use is the Stays On, but the Memento works really, really well. All right, so let's just start with some coloring now. This nice big flower here in the center I think is just absolutely perfect. Although I think I may want to do it in yellow instead since we've got the orange right there. All right, fun with live coloring. Okay, so as I said, each color comes in 2 shades, a light and a dark. Now there's a lot of different ways to color these. So I'm just going to show you kind of the way that I have found. Now the markers have 2 tips, kind of a broad pointy tip and kind of a smaller tip. I really love using this broad pointy tip because you can really get into fine areas. But you can really use either. So I'm going to go ahead and open both of those up. You can also stack the caps, which is really nice. You don't lose the caps. All right, so when coloring something like this, what I would do is start with just a small section. You don't need to do the whole thing at once. And we're just going to color a petal or 2. Now, because this one already has some shading on it, as you can see, kind of those gray areas, it's kind of a great suggestion for where to color. Only other thing I'm going to mention too is the blends do bleed through. Case in point. So whatever you're coloring, you want to have something underneath to protect your work surface. Okay, so even if you don't have the awesome grid paper, you want something under to protect your surface. All right, so I colored with a section with the light, and then what I like to do is take the darker shade and then just kind of hit a highlight. So I'm going to hit like the edge, and for this kind of just the area that I want to be the darker shadow, if that makes sense. Just like that. And then I'm going to go back with my light and kind of blend the two together. So just that line where they meet. And that section is really hard to see, so I don't know if that's going to show up as well. So let's switch to a different section. Let's do a leaf, because I don't know that that showed up very well on camera. So we're going to switch to a leaf. So yet again, light and dark. Do this big leaf right here. So you can see on this paper, it's got kind of that grayscale already. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and follow where that grayscale is. So adding that dark on top, and then just another little line right here. And then I'm going to take my light shade again and just kind of blend the two lines. So just do a secondary line right on top. So you can kind of see it blends together so well. It's very well named. And it's just really easy to use. So I'll do that another leaf real quick so you can see that. Do edge, that, and then just kind of blend the two together. Okay? So you can see the lines just disappear. So unlike our regular markers, when you're doing lines, and I'll show you here. So just this is a retired color. Let's get a not retired color. Okay, so this is Island Indigo, our standard marker. So if I wanted to color this leaf, so just like that, it's still pretty well colored. Just like that. But even doing, you know, the best coloring that, and this is pretty fast coloring, best coloring that I can, it's still going to have those streaks, that kind of streaky marker look. Whereas with the blends, oh, that's a really dark color in the camera. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, I should have done a lighter shade. Yeah, I should have done a lighter shade. That's kind of hard to see. But take my word for it. The regular markers work great, but they still can be really kind of streaky. So what's great about these is they just blend so seamlessly together. Other thing you want to remember when using your blends is to always put the caps on when you are done. I know it can be very tempting sometimes you're working, you've got multiple colors out to forget to put the caps on, but you really do, they will dry out. And I know people are already going to ask, well, can I refill them? Because the regular markers, you can use the re-inkers. We currently do not have re-ink refills for the markers. They're meant to be disposable. You can buy a new one for only $4.50 and a pair for $9. So it's not too pricey as far as markers go. And really, I've been using mine a ton and have not run out of them yet. So I'm going to show a couple other examples here. So besides just your basic gorgeous cards that you can color with these, which if you guys want me to color on that some more, just let me know. You can also color on vellum with these. It dries really good. You can blend those colors together. So that's another thing that you can do with these. And also our glossy cardstock as well. Now this is not my best coloring example. This is one of my earlier ones. But you can also use that glossy cardstock as well. And this Rose Wonder stamp set is another really good one to practice with, just because it's so big and you have such nice wide areas. So another good flower set. Another good flower set to practice with is the Birthday Blooms stamp set, because yet again it's got those nice wide areas. You can see I started coloring this one. Now I wanted to show you guys the comparison. So this was with the blends, and this is that light pink pirouette, and this one was just with my markers. Now you can see this is kind of more of a softer shade, more natural looking, and this is a little more stark and bright. So both different types of markers will work well. It's just a different look. So I may later case myself and finish this similarly on that. And then if you saw my last Facebook Live, then you probably saw me showing off this gorgeous card. And this was made with our new cottage stamp set, and this was colored with the blends as well. I did have an example of markers versus blends with this particular stamp set, but I can't find where I placed it. So if you want to check that out, check my last Facebook Live. All right. So if you guys have any other questions for me. Now I know I did not actually show you how to color the cute little birds. If you want me to do a coloring tutorial on the birds, I can. It's just they're a little bit, because they're so small, it's not necessarily easy to start with something so small, but you can. But it's going to be the exact same principle as the big flowers. You want to start doing with your light shade and then just kind of hitting the edges with the darker shade and kind of blending the two. For all of the birds that I did in the projects today, I did a lot of just looking at birds online. I like birds, but I'm not a huge bird nerd, huge fan, so I had to do some research to see what colors they all came in. So these are all courtesy of the internet, actual birds, but you can easily find just a beautiful array of birds to inspire your coloring. Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I've got today. I know it's not quite as long a video as I had last time. If you guys have any questions while I flip the camera around, do let me know. Oh, come on. Oh, I tightened it. There we go. Flip. Oh, and flip. Okay. See, I'm getting better at this. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. For those that came in late, my fun surprise was my fun eye makeup. I was trying to go bird with the eye makeup, but I don't know if you can tell from a distance. But I don't know, I had fun. Tune in next time for my next Facebook Live. I don't have a date for it yet, but I will give you a sneak peek. So the last one we did pandas and some fun. This one we did birds. So next one, we're actually going with my favorite stamp set in the New Occasions catalog, the Magical Day stamp set. Check that one out. So the next Facebook Live, we're going to be doing some fun projects with this guy. So as always, thank you guys for all your support. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share all of my things. I will be posting pictures with all of the fun projects probably tomorrow, maybe Monday, so you guys can save those and share those. All right, thanks guys. I'll be posting our winners here in a minute. Bye-bye.